People who inherited the family business, was it worth it? After 12 years, I transformed my dad's deadbeat startup into an industry leader. I thought I'd finally get some sort of acknowledgement, or at least put a stop to the emotional neglect. But then came the dinner announcement that changed everything. I'll never forget the smug look on his face as he casually dropped the bomb. Trevor will be taking over now, he announced. My heart sank, but instead of pointing and laughing at him, I forced a smile and raised my glass, while inside I was screaming. 12 years of my life's work dismissed in 7 words. My Aunt Patricia clapped enthusiastically. My cousin James nodded approvingly. A toast? I managed, my voice betraying nothing of the hurricane brewing inside me. To new beginnings. Let me backtrack. My father founded Mitchell Logistics when I was just a kid. In those early days, it was barely staying afloat. Missed mortgage payments, canceled family trips, and constant stress were my childhood memories. I remember finding my mother crying at the kitchen table one night, bills spread out in front of her like a puzzle. I was only 10, but I knew something was terribly wrong. I came up to her crying, asking if this was why she didn't have breakfast this morning, and she wiped her tears. Your father will figure it out, she told me. But he didn't. Ever. For years, we lived on the edge of financial ruin. I started noticing the patterns early. How dad would make impulsive decisions, trust the wrong people, and refuse to modernize. Even as a teenager, I could see the fundamental flaws in his business model. When I finished my MBA at 25, I begged him to let me join the company. He reluctantly agreed. I still remember his dismissive tone when he showed me to a tiny windowless office on my first day. Don't expect any special treatment, you hear. And so, I worked longer hours than anyone else. I started by simply observing, learning every aspect of the business from the ground up. I spent nights in the warehouse, identifying inefficiencies in our inventory management. I took clients to dinner on my own dime, building relationships dad had neglected. I revolutionized everything. I modernized our outdated systems, secured contracts with Fortune 500 companies, and expanded operations coast to coast. What was once a failing regional shipper became a $75 million national powerhouse, a lot because of my sacrifice. There were pivotal moments along the way, like the time I convinced Axion Technologies, a rising tech giant, to switch from their established logistics partner to us. Dad had scoffed when I proposed targeting them, but I'd spent months researching their pain points, developing a customized solution, and building a relationship with their procurement director. When I finally landed the contract, worth $12 million annually, Dad took credit for the achievement. Then there was the West Coast expansion that Dad had resisted for years, claiming the market was too competitive. I put together a comprehensive business case, secured financing, and launched our Los Angeles operations against his wishes. Within 18 months, our California division was outperforming our original headquarters. The company grew exponentially under my leadership. Employees who'd been ready to jump ship found new motivation. Our industry reputation soared. Even our competitors grudgingly acknowledged Mitchell Logistics as the new standard bearer. Through it all, I kept waiting for Dad to recognize what I'd accomplished, to finally say, "You were right, Sophie. You saved this company." That recognition never came, and yet there we were at dinner, surrounded by relatives and business associates, as Dad handed my company to Trevor, who had spent the last decade bouncing between failed startups and finding himself, while I was working 80-hour weeks. The table erupted in congratulations for Trevor, who feigned humility with downcast eyes. I knew better. My brother had never cared about logistics or operations. He cared about status and power. He wanted the title without any of the work. "To Trevor," I said, lifting my glass while keeping my voice steady. The others joined, oblivious to the hurricane brewing inside me. And what happened next showed my dad that Trevor was way more incompetent than even I thought. I don't have time to finish the story in this short video, but it gets intense. Click the link or go to my channel to watch it.